In this tutorial, the topics covered in HTML are abbreviations, marking up contact details, superscript, subscript, presenting computer code. Now let's start with abbreviations. The abbreviation element is used for representing an abbreviation or acronym. If you are using an abbreviation or acronym, give its full expansion or first use with abbreviation marked by ABBR, that is abbreviation tags. If expansion not given, use title attribute to give the expansion of the abbreviation or acronym. Now we'll study the examples of abbreviation elements and title attribute. Double click the Visual Studio Code icon. Now let's start with one. We'll make a file. That is, first we will click on Explorer, then the file icon. We have clicked the Explorer, then the file icon, new file. We will name it as ab.html. It's for abbreviation. Now we will generate the boilerplate code by typing exclamation mark and pressing the enter key, that is emit abbreviation of the Visual Studio Code. Through it we will get the boilerplate code. Now we will type the title as ABBR element. Now let's start with the program code. Let's type as H1, that is the main heading. Abbreviation tag. So let's start with ABBR abbreviation tag. Now we have got title. Now first we are not using the title attribute. We will just write the abbreviation tag and write HTML. So in the definition we have studied that at first the abbreviation is written and after that its expansion, that is hypertext HTML we have written, so its expansion is hypertext markup language. And the next time when we use it, ABBR abbreviation element, it's not coming. ABBR, remove the title. Now HTML. Now the second time we won't write any abbreviation. that is its expansion. Now in the it is written the abbreviation element represents an abbreviation or acronym. Now let's see this in the show preview. Abbreviation tag. Okay, hypertext markup language. Comma we will put. Comma and space. Let's see. Yes. So HTML comma hypertext markup language. So this is the expansion of HTML, and in will break the line BR tag. For line break we use the BR tag. So second time we are using HTML, but we are not using the expansion because we have already done in the first line, 11th line. Now we can check this in the browser also. We can see the that the folder is save. We will save the file also, file save. The folder that we are using is the HTML folder here, this. So we will check this folder in the desktop HTML folder and check the file ABB. Yes, now it will show. Refresh. Now you see abbreviation tag H1 because of the H1 heading, and HTML its expansion hypertext markup language. Second time we are not using the expansion because we have done already in the first line. Now next we will see the title attribute. Abbreviation. We will minimize the show preview window. Then abbreviation. Now here we'll use the title attribute. In the 13th line of the code, title attribute is given. First we will write the word for which we will use the abbreviation. Let's write HTML only. HTML, and in title we will write its full form. Hypertext markup language. Now we will write a line break also. BR. One more line break. . Yes. Now you see, when you move last HTML, we can write some explanation also. When we move the mouse over the HTML for which we have written title, we are using the title attribute, we will see that a pop-up comes of hypertext markup language. A small definition of the HTML will be displayed, hypertext markup language. We can check with another example. First we will write the line break, BR tag. BR line break. Now we will write another example. ABBR abbreviation tag title. Let's write C cascading style sheets. So for the definition CSS, we are writing title as cascading style sheets. So we will write this. This CSS is used to bring style to a web page. You can see whatever we are writing, it is being displayed on the show preview window, and it will show whatever changes we are making, it is being displayed or it is being reflected in that window. So when we move, let's see on the show preview window, whenever last line of the code, CSS is used to bring style to a web page. So when we bring the mouse over CSS, cascading style sheets, the full form of the expansion of the CSS is displayed when we move the mouse, and when we remove it, only CSS is present. So just a second. This. So when you look at the code, title attribute ABBR, that is the abbreviation tag, and title is the attribute. So in the title we are writing the full form or the full expansion of the abbreviation of the full form of the CSS, cascading style sheets. Let's check this in browser also. We have already opened the browser and refresh. Okay, we haven't saved the file. Until we save the file, it won't be reflected in the browser. Browser, refresh. Now HTML, when you move the mouse, cascading style sheets for CSS, and HTML, hypertext markup language. That is the title attribute used in the abbreviation tag. Because of that, the CSS and HTML, whenever mouse is moved over, displays that. Now let's move to next, address. is used for displaying contact details of the author of a document or article. The details are like email address, URL, physical address, phone number, social media handle, etc. Example as follows. Address, we can write whatever address is there between the address tag, starting and the endings, opening address tag and the closing address tag. And in that we have written house number AA, sector AA, city AA, state AAA. So we have taken a dummy address, that is the reason this type of address is being used. And when we use this address tag, so in the website, if you want to display the address, you can use the address tag. Now let's do this let's do this in as practical. Okay, now Visual Studio Code, that is the VS Code, we have opened. Now we have already done one. So now we will write the address tag, opening and closing address tag. We'll bring it down, the closing tag, and we will write the address as discussed in the example. House number AA. First we will break the line. Okay, house number AA, block AAA, and break. City, so you can see in the show preview window, the last three lines, house number, block and city. This is the address which is being displayed will be displayed on the website if you use the address tag. And we can use list tag to display phone number and email ID. Let's use the unordered list UL. Then we will write list LI and write phone number, colon XXXXX. Then we can write the email ID also. List, caps lock should be list. Then let's write the email ID. Mail to colon AA EXC @example.com. So you can see on the right hand side the show preview window, the house number, block, city, phone number, mail to example.com. This is a dummy email ID which does not exist. So we are using this to write these on in the website using these tags. And let's see how they look on in the browser. First we will save the file save, and then we will open the browser, refresh. Now you can see how the address is being displayed, looking nice. And now let's move to the next topic. Superscript and subscript. Sometimes we need superscript and subscript. Superscript example 2 to the power 2. That is, whenever we raise 2 to the power 2, that is 4, we use the superscript, because we don't get the option of writing power in through our keyboard. And subscript example water H2O. So H2O also can be written with the help of subscript. Let's see how to do it. We have opened the Visual Studio Code. Now we will write the code for this. First we will do line break so that we have enough space. Line break is what? When we insert a blank line in between a website. That is, in a website, if a line break is there, blank, we use the break BR tag. Now H2O and 2 to the power 2. So superscript 2 to the power 2. So you can see on the right hand side in the show preview window, 2 to the power 2 is written. We can write even more. Let's say 2, 3, 4, then superscript to the power 3. So you see line break. 2, 3, 4 to the power 3 raised to the power 3. Now suppose we want to write H2O, that is water, then we will use subscript H S SUB, that is the subscript tag, to, then caps lock O. Line break. Now see, H2O is written, but there is one extra space, H2O. Now it is written properly. Let's save the file. File save. Whenever we make a new file, we click on file and then new file. And let's see it in browser. We have saved the file. Refresh. 2 to the power 2, 2, 3, 4 to the power 3 and H2O. 2 to the power 2 is we get through superscript, and H2O we get through subscript. Now the next topic is computer code elements in HTML. Suppose whenever we write a program or code in Visual Studio Code, the output is displayed on browser or in the show preview window. But if we want to write the program or the code as it is in a website or in a web page or in the browser, we want to write it, so we will use the code elements, computer code elements. And what are they? Let's see. One is code tag, another is pre tag, and one is var tag. Then let's see how these are used to display the computer code. In the first example, code alert hello world. So suppose you want to whenever we want to write a code for hello world, we can write as alert hello world. But if we want to show the code, then we use the code element, code tag. Let's see. Yes, here. Line break. Let's start with so we'll write this as, let's write the code tag, code. Now whatever we write in it, in this code, it will be displayed as it is. Alert quotes hello world. Now instead of displaying the output, it is being displayed as it is, alert hello world. So this is the use of code tag. That is, suppose we want to write a program in a website, then whenever we want to write a code not to display the outcome of the code, then we use the code tag. And suppose there are spaces and we want those spaces to be displayed as it is. So what we will do, we will use the pre tag. Pre, and that is, it will preserve all the white spaces, whatever space is there, and in that we will use the code tag. And now whatever space we will write, let x is equal to 10, let y is equal to 2, z is equal to x plus y. So we have written a code and it is being displayed as it is in the show preview. You can check right hand side window last. And whenever we write HTML, only one space is taken into consideration and the other spaces are truncated. But here we can see this example, let x is equal to 10, y is equal to 2, let y is equal to z is equal to x plus y. Suppose we have taken one space and x is equal to 10 and z is equal to x plus y, there are no spaces. And if we increase the space, you can see the space is being taken into consideration as it is. Let's file, save, then so we will now write one more option tag, that is var. First we will check the definition and the format. var represents variable names in a mathematical equation. The area of a rectangle var, that is where L, then x into var b, length into breadth. When var L, var length, and var b, var width. So we'll use this example also. var, so we will write here L, that is length, then into var, width or breadth. So area of a rectangle is equal to L into B, length into breadth, width that is. And let's see next. And we will write this in paragraph tag. So you can see area of a rectangle is equal to length into breadth. And let's see if any example left. This is computer code elements in HTML KBD. So keyboard display. To save document, press Ctrl plus S. So suppose we want to write Ctrl plus and S in a website for display writing that. To save the document, press Ctrl plus S. So we will use the KBD tag. Let's see paragraph tag P, then KBD, CTRL Control plus S. Now it is displayed as Control plus S on the right hand side. We can write the sentence also. Press Control plus S to save file. And one more option is there. Press F2 to save. So we will write as, suppose you want to display F2 function key in a website. SAMPs and write F2. So it will rise at F2 function key. Let's see the example. Yes, this is it. So this much is for today. And if you have liked the tutorial, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.